folks, welcome back. I told you I'd be back. Alright, let's get over here while this guy's on his knees, praying for his life. Alright, so here we are real quick. Come on, load up there. Alright, there we go. 12, 22, 23. Alright, here we go. There's the loop going right there. I'll let that play for a second. You guys can see what's going on there. Not much. Little spits and sputters here and there. You can see we had another little CME induced or object induced CME right there. That one right there. It's a little faint, hard to see. We'll try to capture it real quick here as we start up, but for the moment, let that loop play for a second here. And let me catch this. Yeah, right about there is good. And let's see. Back up a little bit, right there. Let's see here. It's kind of faint, but we'll try to catch our best little. That's probably a good frame right there. Oh, come on now. Alright. You can see our round black object in here. V-shaped bow shock on the back. Plasma dammed up on the front. Instrument reacting to it. Okay, so there's our little blast right there from 1222. I think that's the same one we were looking at last night. So, anyways, there's that. Oh no, that's good enough right there. Alright, so let's proceed through the rest of the day. Not much going on. A few little spits and sputters up there. But all in all, no big CME, nothing too dramatic, which is nice. A little break. We could use a little break. You know, I'm not the doom and gloomer looking for bad stuff to happen. I like it when we get a relief from all this stuff. So there's a good little shot of that one leaving this frame there. And then here's a decent little size, like a little splattering here, one there. But all in all, not too much activity, nothing really earth-facing to report on, to worry about, so that's good. We could, like I said, during the holiday travel season and stuff, it'd be nice to have a little break from all this, so we don't have as many headaches in travel. Okay, so there's our activity for the sun today. Let's come on over here. We'll just zoom in real quick on that one for you, nice and pretty like. And as you can see, it has been very quiet. Here's today. Here's the little spike right there. Our little object that we saw a couple hours into the day right there. And then very quiet since then. Even hugging the seafloor down here, barely creeping along. So that's good. Everything's quiet right here. Our X flare potential down to 5, M flare down to 35. So the sun's kind of quieting down for a little while. That's good. Here's your geomagnetic forecast for the next 3 days. Is all 0, okay? Unless there's something that sneaks in that we haven't seen. But look over here at the KP. It's just really hitting the floor here. Something else I've noticed when we have these events, sometimes there's a calm right before the storm, and you'll see activity get really quiet like this right here at the end. This is almost too quiet, you know. It's almost as if something is subduing the sun as it's inbound, you know. It's like compressing the sun making it not so active, and then I have a feeling here it'll calm, and then boom, we'll see another event or something. Because it seems to me that this right here, this is more normal activity. Really choppy, little small pops here and there, but that's more normal activity. When I see just almost flat line, really smooth, it seems to me that something is suppressing the sun's activity when we see that in anticipation of something arriving. The sun seems to almost anticipate something. I've noticed that. That might not be the case here, but I have noticed that before. So when you see this really flat, just really subdued uh, activity, it's almost being like the sun's being suppressed by some outside force. But I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to say, call a forecast on that. But I have noticed that before. So, anyways, current conditions were nice and quiet. Let's keep it that way through the holidays. Everybody can go see their families without a bunch of. There's going to be enough drama as it is, right? You don't need any more added. Okay, scrolling on down, look at our two sunspots that were really dangerous, the beta deltas. The red ones are gone. They've all gone either alpha or beta, which is good. All right, another indicator the sun's calming down. Still that picture from the X flare. Let's come on over here and look at our auroras real quick. It's just mild, nothing too much. Last night I was talking about, I did see an event over on this side earlier yesterday where it did get a little orange. Okay, I'm not sure which wave that came from, but I did see a little impact yesterday, and I didn't capture it, but I mentioned it in last night's report that we did have a slight little intensification when the thicker part of the band was over here at a different time of the day. We did have a small absorption event. All right. Let's back out of that. Let's come on over to the tracker here. See what they're tracking lately. Let's pop that sucker open. Oh, look at that. Did you see that? You didn't? That's because it's nice and quiet. That's what I like to see. Quiet activity. All right. So, nice and quiet. Doesn't seem to be, whoopsie. Let's see if we can capture this. Well, I was going to click on this part, but let's just do it anyways, because I want you to look at this graph over here. If we can get it pulled up a little bit better for us, Lord, please. Thank you. This little graph right over here on this side. Nice and smooth, okay? No big jumps, no impacts heading our way, okay? So nice, quiet next few days here, okay? Unless something pops off, this is the way it's looking for right now, nice and quiet and smooth, all right? So I like to report on that stuff as well. I like to report on the good news when we are seeing, a little break in activity. Okay, let's come on over here. Was this the one I wanted? No. That's the same as yesterday. Let's come on over to the Schumann here. Okay, pull this up, scooch in, and pull this forward now. Okay. So, as you can see here, we've had quite a grinding event right here, okay? Right back here on this side was our little impact, a little hiccup from when the M flare hit us. And now we've had absorption and a grinding event, probably due from what I saw yesterday on the map where there was the orange band that I was just talking about. Some wave of energy that wasn't predicted snuck in, got absorbed, And now we're having a scraping event right now, just kind of coming out of it, all right? So another thing I want to reiterate about this is look at down below here. These lower bands, see this stripe going across way down here? And then this one, very intense right here, and another little thin, intense stripe going across there. These are frequencies, all right? So that was at about 20 hertz right there, that thin white line. This thicker one is at about 24 hertz. This little pencil thin one right down here, I don't know if you can make that one out. Yeah, this little really tiny guy right down there is around 27 hertz. And then this down in here, this is new. I've never seen this kind of going on down here. Usually activity that's down or this high in frequency has extended all the way through all the frequencies. This is a higher frequency with frequencies right above it not really intense. So something down below is squeaking pretty hard and at a higher frequency. So we got magma on the move, all right? And here's the grinding event, magma on the move. So we do have pressure, once again, built up to where the core and the shell are grinding again, all right? It was probably not very much, not a very big event. From what I saw, it didn't look like a very big event, and it wasn't very long lasting. It's 10 hours probably that it lasted. It's not a full day, but here we go. This shows how full the Earth is as far as like a battery. The capacity to absorb more energy is right there at the cusp. We can't handle much more when we have a small event like this cause this much screeching. All right, so there is pressure built up. It's right at the cusp, and I expect to see a new kind of wave of energy pushing up from down below, coming up to the surface. All right. So let's come on over here to our earthquake report now. Back this up and get all pretty like again for you. And that wasn't a very bad grinding event. I've seen a lot worse, so let's get started over here, shall we? Okay, no real deep quake around this area. Here's energy entering this side over here. All right, let's come back to that. Let's take care of these two over here first. So, very top of the plate right here, the plate boundary. There we go. 5.2 down at a depth of 35. Okay. Then we have another 5.0 at 10. So, some 5 range energy right there entering that side of the system. And then as we come over here, start plucking off these, there's 4.7 down at 61. Okay, so almost 5 energy coming into here. 5.0 right here down at 114. Let's take care of this one. 4.9 up here is a 5.1. See the kind of uniformity in pressure and in magnitude? They're all 5s. They're all right around that magnitude. Let's come up here. We got this one that's a 5.1. Our weak spot here, where we had our big quake and quake swarm, we have a 4.8 on one side of the on one plate. On the other side of the boundary, on the other plate, we have a 4.5 down at 42. So that 5 energy being split up a little bit on either, one plate and on the other, popping off a couple mid-range 4s right there. This mid-range 5, this energy creeps up through this area. Let's check out this little one over here real quick. 4.9 down at 105. So that's that 5 energy at the surface, if it was a surface quake. So pretty uniform, 5 energy just kind of creeping up through the area. Come to this one. Here's a 4.3 down at 148. Up here on the North Island, a 4.2 down at 66.6. Yeesh, that's not good. We have this one up here, a 4.7 down at 66.6. Yeesh, not again. And we haven't had many quakes on this island in a long time, so I think we had one, not too long ago, but for the activity that goes through this region, it's all been basically volcanic with a few little quakes popping off here and there. This 4.7 is down at 66 there. That's that 5 energy approaching the kink here. Coming over, we have this 4.1 right here at Attic, Alaska. This is where we had our 6 the other day. Okay, 6.2. Yeah, that's what it was. And just down from it is a 3.8. So a little bit of residual energy going off here. Probably our new kind of weak spot after that bigger quake. Thankfully, there was no big quake up in this region. It doesn't appear that energy, released or came around this corner. So look how quiet it's been here, which is good. Small quake here, 2.6 by us. Down here in California, 3.4. Southern California got hit pretty hard with weather, flooding. We saw that storm approach it, and it really did a number on them. I'm trying to get into this bigger quake right here that's hiding. You see this bigger quake hiding underneath all these guys? It's a 5.3 over here at a depth of 10. All right, so even though it was kind of hidden underneath all these other little ones, right here, 5.3. That's decent energy for this region. Okay, and you see these 3 little red ones that have popped off lately right here. So this little region right here off of Florida down here in Cuba and Haiti and stuff is going to be a new active area. It's always active here, but we'll watch this area a little bit more because of this 5 energy being released here and latest activity. So this little region, you see how everything else is kind of quiet, but this region is the active one kind of coming to life. Very quiet down here in South America, 4.2, down at 243, okay? Where was the other big one? Here we go. This is the one I want to talk about a little bit. This is our other 6 right here, a 6.1 at the surface down at 10. That's pretty much surface quake, but right here on the plate boundary, right at one of these fulcrum points. Ding, ding. Okay, and that's 6 energy. Now, I was talking last night, we still have that chance for bigger pressure still underneath. And now, since we saw this scraping on the Schumann here, prepare to see a little uptick in quakes, all right? Maybe a little uptick in magnitude as well, up to this magnitude, I believe, about around 6.1 to 6.3, all right? So not a huge jump in pressure, nothing to be too afraid of, but a notable jump, pushing 5s up into 6 range now, okay? Yeah. I think that was it. Let me look at this over here in China. What happened here? 4.8 in Mongolia at a depth of 10. 5 energy creeping inland. It's a little bit further away from this fulcrum point. I would expect to see like a fulcrum point quake landing right around here, a little bit past these dense mountains, or on either side where we've seen before. So this one seems to be more of a deeper inland quake. New pressure in that region. We come over to the satellite where we show the pressure. Let me just take a peek at that very spot right there on this map. Oh, well, that's why they're having a quake there. It's right here. Right on there. All right. So pressure's causing quakes here in China. 4.7, 4.8. Wouldn't be surprised if that was actually a 5. Some of the numbers that come out, we gotta adjust a little bit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? 4.6 here at Iran. A little energy made it through this region. Very quiet around here. I would expect to see more volcanic activity in this region. If we're not going to have a big quake or something pop off to release energy, it's going to come out in the form of volcanic. As well as up here in Iceland too. It's quieted down, but with this new round of pressure coming in, you might see it come back to life here a little bit. Nothing too dramatic. I don't think a big pop and a big huge curtain like we saw last time. But you might see a couple of these vents start bubbling and popping up and coming back to life briefly for a day or so, okay? So there's your volcanoes bubbling up, coming back to life, right here because of this, interior pressure builds up right there. So a little activity coming out of here probably, and any other volcanoes. So let's come over here to our volcano report now and get this a little bit better for you guys. And what's going on here? This site is going to be nice to me today. Please, Lord. Can this site be nice? There we go. All right, we're already getting into the 23rd, so here's the 23rd report. We're going to kind of go forward in reverse here. Santa Guido, Fuego, Popo, Ibu, Marapi, Mayon, Luatobi. We'll talk about this one a little bit tonight. Nevada del Ruiz, all ready for the 23rd. Ebico, Mayon. This is one that was on the other list that was, could possibly go active. So one of those semi-active erupting. Okay. So Mayon back on the list. Ibu to 10,000 feet today. Luatobi. All right, let's. I want to read about this one for you guys. A new eruption showed up from one of 2 peaks of the volcano complex this morning. Luatobi Laki is the second one, and the explosion generated a dense black ash column which reached 11,000 feet. So Luatobo and its little partner Luatobi add this one to the list now at 11,000 feet. Okay, there's that pressure already, kind of setting off new volcanoes. Marapi still going off. Our latest, or the new volcano that was added there a while back. Popo's still going to 20,000 feet. All right, you might see a little increase in these plumes. Okay, increase in altitude here in the coming days. Santa Guido to 15. Fuego, no. Nevada del Ruiz to 21,000 feet. Okay, little jump in altitude. Sabancaya. Now let's open up for the 22nd. That was already a peak at today. The 23rd, about to be the 23rd. We'll get to that later, please. Now, we have it open, yes. Okay, so for the 22nd was Ibu. Explosive activity continues to 10,000 feet. Marapi, again today, the explosive eruption at the volcano continues. A massive volcanian-sized explosion took place. Ducono, explosive activity continues 8,000 feet. Popo to 21,000 feet today. Santa Guido exploded to 15,000. Fuego to 16,000 feet today. Nevada del Ruiz had one to 20,000. Sangay, nothing. Reventador, new EMS. Sabancaya to 23,000 feet. All right, see this little jump we're getting here? Again, now, here's all our active volcanoes. We pretty much just listed them all off. Ones that I didn't list were that weren't on there were Krakatoa, still going off. Luatolo is still going off, and its sister Luatoli now. Add that on this list. Merapi, Messiah. There's Merapi. Marapi, Messiah, Merapi. Michael in the South Sandwich Islands. Nevada del Ruiz. Niragongo, Popo, Reventador, Sabancaya, Sakurajima. Santa Guido, Samaru, Shibaloo, Stromboli Islands. Stromboli, okay, is on the active list now. So everybody around Stromboli, keep your head on a swivel. That thing's going to go off if we don't have some quake activity. Yasur also going off. These ones on this side look to, possibly add to this list. Uluwan, maybe, with that pressure. Villarica, that one, possibly any one of these, Ubinus, could possibly go explode and go from active into explosive and hop on the red list there. Okay, so here's Etna, also in Sicily and Italy here. Watch for that one to possibly go off and go on the active one. Great Sitkin, Karangatang, Mayon. See, Mayon is on this list, and I was telling you to watch out. It might hop over to here, and we already saw that happen. I just reported Mayon was now active. So here we go. One of these, scratch off this list, put it over here. What I was looking for is Hiroshima. Not Hiroshima. Japan's island. It's Nagasaki. It's why am I keep thinking these ones? It's building an island. I'm sure it's still on there somewhere. Anyways, there's your volcano reports, and basically what I'm saying is we have a new inbound pressure right here coming up from down below, going to cause some earthquakes and volcanic activity here pretty soon. Not too much, but it will be a little jump in pressure. Here we are over at China again on this SO2, getting darker over here as pressure starts to build up. Okinawa, thank you. My poor brain. I've been spiritual warfare all day today, so I ain't got much left. Pretty spent, but still gonna do it anyway. Let's get back to this. Coming over here to America now. You can see still divided down the middle. One side still pouring out, and it's getting darker. It's pressure builds down below and pushes out more gas, and the intensity coming out darkens this, and that's why I come over here to see the darkening, lightening up, so I can tell when pressure is building down below. You can come over here and do the same thing if you'd like. What do I want to talk about? Oh, yes. We're going to come over here to Java. Okay. Our island of Java still spewing out a lot of SO2 down here because of all the pressure underneath. We got Merapi going off and also Krakatoa right here. We have our new volcano up in this region right here. Marapi. So there's a little signature for Marapi. Let's come on over to Iceland. Okay, and here's the SO2 signatures coming off of Iceland right now. Okay, so again, we might see this kind of come back to life. A little bit of bubbling, nothing too big. I know they're letting people back on the island for the holidays. I think they should be okay. I don't think it's going to be too much. It might bubble back to life a little bit, but it's not going to be a big old explosive thing. If we took on an X flare, coming directly at us, we're definitely going to get hit. I would advise these people not to go back. But for right now, I think they're pretty safe. Look at them. They're worried about going back to their house. What about these people? I'd be worried about their... Aren't they worried about going back to their house? Well, they should be. because pretty soon they will be. Anyways, there's that. Now let's come on over to our weather forecast and let her rip. I'll let that loop play for a minute and we'll look at the changes. Whoa, look at this. It really has changed. It did something similar, but what the heck, man? All right, when that loop finishes up and it comes back around, we're going to kind of tiptoe through this one. Wow, look at this hitting the West Coast. All right, that's pretty far out there. I kind of want to hesitate about going too deep into these forecasts. You know, after like 7 days, it's anything after 3 days is pretty much changing so rapidly now. All right, well, here we go. Current conditions, December 22nd, the nighttime of the 22nd. Currently got a little patch of rain up here. We got this moving into Arizona. Watch out down here. You people in Arizona, take note what it just did to California, all right? These little storms, even though they're green and there's not severe weather in them, doesn't mean they're not putting down a lot of water and flooding people out. And that's what it, sometimes when I'm showing these videos, it's of the weather that just happened that day, flooding people out. Okay, so let's move on here. Focus now, Brian. Nighttime of the 22nd going into the morning of the 23rd. Okay, this is still going on here in the Four Corners region. We got snow up here in Idaho, Montana, rain. Then we go into the noon time of the 23rd. You can see this low kind of coming together, pulling this moisture and this snow together. We got this strip still kind of going there by noon. Then as we get to the end of convection, December 23rd, you can see how this low is pulling up moisture now from the Gulf. And we got little chances of severe weather, little tiny small pockets, nothing really too intense. But it's starting to come together here at the end of convection, December 23rd. As we go into the nighttime now, it's the nighttime of the 23rd. I'm going to start. It's our closest event, most important one. So let's focus now, okay, folks? We're talking Dallas-Fort Worth area. Down here on offshore Louisiana, this flow coming in with possible land spouts making landfall. Water spouts making landfall, sorry. Okay? I know I say that a lot. We don't really see it a lot because it's kind of hard to capture. But here's that threat again, right here. All right, and this is the nighttime of the 23rd. All right. I want to back up one thing. Thank you for your patience with me and all the zooming and stuff like that. I'm trying to do the best I can with what I got. Give you guys the best kind of visual we can get. Now, this is the part that I don't really like here, because we went from the end of convection when the sun goes down to blossoming at night to blossoming even harder in the morning. This low coming together is really starting to pull this moisture up. We have our trough is almost reversed. Usually they're bent this way. This one is bending the other way. But look what it's doing down here. So this is the morning of Christmas Eve, December 24th. As we zoom into the morning of Christmas Eve, look out here in Kansas and Oklahoma. Look out here, back here, Dallas-Fort Worth again area. Again, the Gulf Coast, Louisiana-Texas border right here. These little pop-ups that are out here in front, if this starts to go reverse like this, we might see pop-ups on the other side. We'll see. This is just a little odd formation that we've got going here. But, so, this might catch people off guard. It's going to be the morning time, I believe, right? Yeah. 4 a.m. Pacific, which would be 6 a.m., 7 Eastern. So around 6 a.m. in the morning, you guys are going to have this huge storm that has been, coming together over the nighttime hours, really starting to pack a punch now. We go into the noontime. and we still have convection going on. The trailing edge now it's starting to reverse its shape and get the comma shape going again here. But we're talking Oklahoma, Fort Worth, again down here in the Gulf Coast, stuff possibly coming on shore to Mississippi by the noontime of the 24th. We get into convection, the end of convection, and it seems to have dissipated now. This might change a little bit. This might be have a little more severe weather in it. I pray it doesn't. Let's just take what we got here. We have a little bit of severe weather here back into Oklahoma, Kansas border, but not much. Down here at the panhandle of Florida, Louisiana, and Mississippi, Alabama, where they all come together right there, is possible activity, severe weather by the sundown of Christmas Eve. Then we go into the nighttime. You see how this has got this backward arch still, which has kind of kept this activity down in the middle, but it is still picking up stuff off the Gulf here in the Panhandle, Alabama, Mississippi region at the nighttime of the 24th. Now, as Santa comes mobbing into the atmosphere, the shock wave coming off the sled actually knocks this storm backwards like this and creates a V-shaped bow shock on Santa's sled. No. But you can see how this storm has kinked now. This is an odd-shaped storm. It's just weird to even report on it because back here, we're still seeing this comma shape from the top of the low reaching back down now. Even though this part has gone inverted, we still have this severe weather down here, Florida Panhandle, Alabama, Mississippi region, the morning of Christmas, okay? So you guys down there Christmas morning, you're opening gifts, take a peek out the window, just kind of keep your head on the swivel. Tampa Bay region, this energy starts to approach the Tampa Bay region there again by noontime the 25th. And as we get into the end of convection by the 25th, we've seen the storm front basically cross across Florida, still looping back up towards South Carolina. This trough picks up moisture out of the Gulf Stream again and brings it into South Carolina, Tennessee, icing on the backside up here into Minnesota, snow in South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas. So don't get too focused on this side and the severe weather. Don't forget about the snow on the backside and stuff. Also, we have the severe weather hitting the Pacific Northwest. That's a whole nother report on its own right there. But let's continue. We are at the end of convection Christmas. As we go into the nighttime, it seems to weaken. At least it doesn't blossom into the nighttime. It does up here for British Columbia. We'll back up and do a separate report on this one. I'll focus the camera more on this one. Let's finish this one off first. Here we are, the morning of December 26th now. A lot of travel, people going back home. We still have this big storm front out in the middle of the country, but it's only producing rain. Severe weather offshore right there, but it's staying offshore. You see how it's dissipating and breaking up now. It still has the central core, really cold central core right there, okay? But then we get into, that's the noontime of the 26th, the end of convection the 26th. You see it's breaking up. There's no thunderstorms at the end of convection. We go into the nighttime of the 26th, morning of the 27th. Noontime, you see kind of gathering strength here. That's the end of convection the 27th. Possible severe weather back up here to Long Island, New York, Pennsylvania area right in there. Okay, severe weather offshore that could possibly be pulled in right around that region, right around that time too. Here we are, it still blossoms into the nighttime of the 27th, going up into New England again and headed for Maine again. And then there we are, it's impacting Maine the morning of the 28th. Kind of moving out by noon time, and then by the end of convection, it's gone. A lot of snow still up here in Canada, circling back around into the States. Another creeping in over here. Okay, and then that monster's out of there. Then we have another impact hitting the West Coast, but now we're going to go more over here and focus on this Pacific Northwest now for a minute, because it's a different event than all of this, and we kind of skipped over that. So here we are back at the Christmas Eve in the Pacific Northwest. You got a little storm coming in on the noontime, or around 10 a.m. The Christmas Eve kind of breaks up a little bit there overnight. Then the morning of the 25th, more coming in by the noontime. And by the end of convection, we got severe weather up here at British Columbia, Seattle, that whole Puget Sound area up there. There we go. This is going to be the nighttime of Christmas, all right? So flash flooding, large hail, possible tornadoes. This is going to be a severe event. You see how concentrated it is right there. Let me back up a couple frames and watch how it intensifies. Boom, boom, all right? So the nighttime of Christmas into the morning of the 26th, that'll be the noontime convection. The nighttime of the 26th, again, severe weather right up in there in that pocket again. The morning of the 27th. Now a big broader storm right here coming towards the Pacific. This will be the 10 a.m. the 27th. Severe weather approaching the Oregon-California border right there, the coast. This will be the end of convection of the 27th with this still chance of severe weather along the coast. Again here, it doesn't sound too possible or feasible, but possible water spouts making landfall as this severe weather pushes on shore. All right. It doesn't happen very often, but there are tornadoes in California every once in a while. Then as we go to the nighttime of the 27th, it dissipates, turns more into snow in Northern California as the front moves through. That's the morning of the 28th, noon, night. Convection, the night of the 28th, morning of the 29th, noon. All right, so as you see here at the end of convection on December 29th, we have another possible storm approaching California with severe weather chances in it. That's the nighttime, the morning of the 30th, noon. Chance of severe weather here along the coast. Again, when we're getting these storms and they just look like, a little bit of rain, this is not a little bit. We get double the amount of rain, so watch out for flash flooding, landslides. If you live around the burn scars or anything like that, and you get a lot of water, watch out for mudslides. So this is the noon of the 30th. Then we go into the end of convection, the 30th. It pushes into the Central Sierra, turns to snow. All right, now this will be the end of convection December 31st, as we have another little impulse pushing into the California region. The nighttime of the 31st, the morning of the 1st with still snow and rain there, pushing up that way into by the noontime, convection the 1st, nighttime, morning of the 2nd. You see this big storm approaching again. That's noon, convection, nighttime of the 2nd, morning of the 3rd, possible severe weather there. Northern California by noon, pushing into the Sierras by convection, nighttime. There's the 4th. All right, now this is getting a little further out there. I'm just going to go through here. Here we are at the nighttime of the 4th with severe weather, this possible storm pushing in here again to Oregon, Northern California. Go into the morning. Now, this is pretty far out there, but we're talking the whole northern coast of California right up here, speckled going up into California, or up into Oregon and Washington with a pretty good cold front and snow up there in front of it. Even kind of pushing down into the Central California by the midday of January 5th. Getting severe there by the end of convection on the 5th. That's the night of the 5th, the morning of the 6th, noontime, convection, the nighttime of the 6th. Again, severe weather down here in the LA, San Diego area, up here, middle of California, the Central Sierra foothill region there by nighttime of the 6th. Pushing down through the Southern California region. These guys just got hit with flash flooding. So here we go again in, the first week of January of next year, getting hit with more severe weather. And we're kind of done with data there. So let me put that loop back into play for the people in this region. You can watch as this storm comes in. Another one. Builds. Another one. Builds. A little break there. And take note of these breaks. If you guys are getting hit with severe weather and you get a 2-day break in between storms, take advantage of that to, go restock up on supplies or whatever you need to do. So there's your travel forecast for the next couple of days here, as you guys some of you might be out there running around in this stuff. Look at how that storm just like bowed in two, snapped in half, and then started all over again. What a strange weather synopsis for that one. I've never seen anything quite like that before. One more time with that thing when it moves through here. And this event over here on the West Coast will be something to watch out for too. That looked pretty serious. Yeah, now let's watch this thing again. Bend backwards, snap in half, and then dissipate, and then start to regain strength again. All right. Now, during that time frame, let's hope there's no inbound energy. I don't think there is any for quite a while here, so we should be in good shape for the next couple of days as far as our weather and how accurate this should be. Okay. So one more time, starting over to loop right there. So that's our next little thing to be concerned about. And you saw how much it changed in the last couple of days since I've done the last report and the one before that. So it's still subject to change. Okay. But as we're getting closer and closer, it gets more and more accurate. So everybody be prepared for travel delays, depending on where you're flying, where you're going. But the weather's going to be out there affecting some of the travel over the next couple of days here. All right. And we have upcoming pressure that might affect a few earthquakes and volcanoes around the world as well. All right, let's just take a peek at it. New one over here, Izu Island 4.7 down at 10. There we go. Yeah, it looks like you might get nailed in Michigan again. And I'll let that sit there. All right, I got to close out a few of these and get ready for tonight's spiritual report. We'll leave that one up. I can get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. You guys enjoyed that volcano site. I'll try to leave a link for that in the description after I'm done here. And we'll, that way you can come over and check it out for yourself as well. That's right there. Grab my channel while we're on this YouTube page. Alrighty. Whoops. That one. Alright, so now we're moving on to one of the last dots left. And this is one we always show, close out with at the end of the night, this event right here. Okay? So, as all this stuff started happening to me, I've been showing you this chronological order and the order in which it kind of happened. And I documented it all and captured it. Okay, so now we're at this stage now. I've had these giant faces that follow me around, UFOs, all kinds of weird stuff in the clouds, watching me, studying me, following me everywhere I go, right? We had that incident where my son captured that UFO-looking object coming out of the cloud. And after analyzing it and finding that dragon face in there, I knew that that was this indicator because it was the day before Easter. I'm like, something special is going to happen at that spot again. So I went back down there on Easter, and that's how I was there to capture this event. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play this little video for a second while I regather my stuff. So I'll be right back and enjoy this video for a second. Y'all have heard it probably several times, but now it's important. Yeah, that's something that he was wanted me to tell you guys. It's very, very adamant about all these dots. This mosaic of dots that we're putting together, the hidden picture cannot be seen unless you see these dots as hints, clues, and miracles. Only when viewed as a miracle, hint, or a clue can you be able to see the hidden picture. All right, so all these dots that I've shown you need to be viewed through the perspective of a miracle as well as a clue as well as a hint. All right, that's the only way you can see the hidden pictures, if you view them from that perspective. All right, let's get on with this little show. Oh, come here, microphone. What's going on here? I want to go back and revisit an event that happened earlier this year, 2020, around Easter, when I captured what appears to be Jesus in the clouds here. So I need you to tilt your head to the right about 45 degrees, and here's an eye, his other eye, his nose, his mouth, his chin and beard, his hair flowing back like this, and you can make out a crown up here above his head. That crown is hovering over his head. There seems to be almost a little halo around his head too. And once you see that image, then we can zoom in just a little bit tighter. There you go. Okay, and this event happened over a course of about an hour, and I got a lot of pictures of it. See, if we go up above here, you can see all these pictures up from way over here going across, or all of this event, and I'm going to show you more of what happened here. Okay, here I've taken about 7 or 8 of those pictures and put them together in a flip book, and you can see the different images, and that this event, is taking place here, because there's more that happens here. Okay, so starting here, we're going to go forward a little bit here through a lot of these images, all the way to right about here, where you can see that this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus's face and the lion face. Now this happened in the clouds, and it was so big and in your face you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took these images and zoomed out and compressed them. You didn't zoom in. They're too big in your face. You have to zoom out to see these. And these images that you're looking at have all been compressed, each frame, and then put into a flip book. And you can clearly see Jesus's face here with his crown hovering over his head, turning into that weird little lion face or whatever right there. Okay? And this happened back around Easter of 2020. So with Christmas right around the corner, I think, I just wanted to bring some hope to you folks and show you that, it's really real. It's really happening. And, you guys can look up into the clouds and take pictures just like I do and possibly capture something like this. So, okay. So, yeah. A little gift to you guys. I can't give much, but I can at least give some of this information, some of these images that I've captured as a gift to you guys, to bring some hope here around this season when, It's looking pretty bleak and pretty chaotic out there. But everybody, have hope. Try to be at peace. Here's signs right here. He's showing you he's here in the clouds. I love you all. That's it for now. Merry Christmas, and share this with your friends as a gift to them too if you'd like. I love you all, and until my next video, bye. All right, so that was the event captured on Easter. All right, and odd how all these events have been happening to me, starting back at September 10th of 2017 when God revealed to me the dragon, Nibiru, and Nemesis attacking the sun. Then 13 days later we had the Revelation 12 star alignment. Then my cameras captured the Revelation 12 baby being born in my garage. Then Mary and angels and the God Eye showed up the next day when I was out there praying. And then captured angels hovering over the kids, angels bowing in front of me. Then we captured demons and Satan spitting fiery darts at me. After that was those etherical realm taking shape in the clouds now, and the faces in the clouds. Then there was the UFOs that followed me everywhere. Then there was the ascended masters that watch me and follow me and study me. Then there was the advanced races from the past that follow me and watch me and study me everywhere I go. It's just like, at first it was fascinating. Now it's kind of old, but not old, but it's just, it is what it is. Anyways, then after, that we captured Jesus in the clouds, pulling his shirt open, radiating rays out of his heart, making my face in the clouds with a crown over it. All right, it was making my face in the clouds with a crown over it. Then I showed you the clouds mimicking me, taking pictures of them. All right, that was me holding up the camera, my shoulder just pounding, trying to hold the camera up with a shattered shoulder. And then the dragon showed up on the day before Easter. My son captured that one. Then this event on Easter of 2020, where you see Jesus in the clouds with the crown over his head, showing power and great authority, turning into a lion with the crown over his head on Easter. Okay, so it's not just this event, it's everything that led up to this event as well. All of these dots are leading you in a certain direction, all right? This is the way I had to go through the dots, and this is the only way that it's able to be done, so I'm passing it on to you, all right? So we're going to leave it off there with the 12th day of Christmas, our 12th dot. We're actually going to insert a couple other dots, so there is no 13th day of Christmas. We'll just call it Christmas Eve, and then one more, I think, yeah. So we're at this point now where a 2,000-year-old prophecy, another 2,000-year-old prophecy came true. The star alignment should have been more than enough. The precision with which that happened in the heavens, and God controls the heavens. He said 2,000 years ago, you'd see that, and we saw it. That should have stopped the world right there. But everybody moved on and passed it over. They're all still looking for the dragon. Ooh, I want to see the dragon. I want to see Nibiru. Well, wait until you see it. It's terrifying. The thing is bigger than our sun, and it's going to kill it, and us too. It's terrifying when you see it. It's nothing cool to look at. It should make your heart stop when you see it, when you really understand what it truly is. Any astronomer that sees that and understands what it is, they'll probably have a heart attack, drop, because it's terrifying. But there is hope, all right? It's all because we're in a spiritual battle. Fear is part of that spiritual battle, and you got to overcome terrifying things, unknown. That's what makes things scary is the unknown. You don't know what could possibly happen. Your mind goes to the worst case scenario, but there's something else going on in the spiritual realm. There's a good side. There's a good guy out there. He went through a lot to be able to, come back and do this and rescue you guys. All right, so I think we're going to get into the reading here. Let me go ahead and get my lights set up here. All right, so hopefully you guys have followed along and you understand the process of why we're doing it this way and why it has to be done this way, because it was the way it was done to me and the only way to actually see the bigger picture. So I figured, well, since it was done to me in this process, I think I'll use that same kind of process to help you guys understand as well. All right? So here we are, 12th day of Christmas, or 12th dot, is now Jesus showing up in the clouds on Easter, turning into a lion as foretold 2,000 years ago. All right? He said, what would be a sign of your return? I gave him all this list, right? And the final one being, hey, when you see all these, look up. You'll see me coming in the clouds. Well, Hollywood portrayed it as you'll see him levitating his body in the clouds or whatever. No. You'll see him coming in the clouds. This is a sign. This is a hint. Remember? This is a hint that he's coming in the clouds, all right? Just like it was foretold, but just not the way everybody interprets it. Okay? That's what's kind of different about all this stuff is it does match up with the Bible, but it's not exactly the way everybody interpreted it. So, and that was foretold in the Bible as well, that you wouldn't be able to understand it. But we're gonna knock it out of the park tonight. So here we go. All right. I am with you and for you. You face nothing alone. Nothing. When you feel anxious, know that you are focusing on the visible world and leaving me out of the picture. The remedy is simple. Fix your eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. Verbalize your trust in me, the living one who sees you always. I will get you safely through this day and all your days, but you can find me only in the present. Each day is a precious gift from the Father. How ridiculous to grasp for future gifts when today's is set before you. Receive today's gift gratefully, unwrapping it tenderly, and delving into its depths. As you savor this gift, you find me. Bring me your weakness and receive my peace. Accept yourself and your circumstances just as they are. Remember that I am sovereign over everything. Do not wear yourself out with analyzing and planning. Instead, let thankfulness and trust be your guides through this day. They will keep you close to me. As you live in the radiance of my presence, my peace shines upon you. You will cease to notice how weak or strong you feel because you will be focusing on me. The best way to get through this day is step by step with me. Continue this intimate journey, trusting that the path you are following is headed for heaven. My ways are mysterious and unpredictable, but they are good. When you look at world events with so much rampant evil, it's easy to feel fearful and discouraged. You cannot comprehend why I allow such cruelty and suffering. The difficulty lies in the fact that I am infinite and you're not. Many things are simply beyond your comprehension, but do not despair. When you reach the limits of your understanding, Trusting me will carry you forward. Affirm your trust in me through silent spoken prayers. Stay in communication with me. Don't get trapped in a posture of demanding to know why. That is the wrong question to be asking me. The right questions are, how do you want me to view this situation, and what do you want me to do right now? Okay? So, the right questions are, how do you want me to view this situation? Because there's different perspectives now. You got to view it from a different perspective. And what do you want me to do right now? All right? You cannot change the past, so start with the present moment and seek to find my way forward. Trust me one day, one moment at a time. Do not fear, for I am with you, and I will strengthen you and help you. From the fullness of my grace, you have received one blessing after another. Stop for a moment and ponder the astonishing gift of salvation by grace through faith in me. Because it's entirely a gift, not as a result of works, this salvation is secure. Your part is just to receive what I accomplished for you on the cross, believing with the faith that was given to you. This undeserved love and favor is yours forever. My grace has infinite value. Multiple blessings flow out of grace because of its extraordinary fullness. Guilt feelings melt away in the warm light of my forgiveness. Your identity as a child of God gives your life meaning and purpose. Relationships with other people improve as you relate to them with love and forgiveness. The best response to my bountiful grace is a heart overflowing with gratitude. Take time each day to think about and thank me for my blessings in your life. This protects your heart from the weeds of ingratitude that spring up so easily. So, be thankful. And did we lose you? Oh, the screen went black. That's what happened. I was looking away and reading, and the screen went black. At least we didn't have Captain Picard sticking his head in there. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that reading. I hope it was bringing you guys some peace around this holiday season when tensions are heightened and, we got a lot going on. So, a little bit of good news, a little relief from, we do have a little bit of pressure, but it's nothing too bad. So, we have a little relief from the sun. As far as our earthquakes and volcanoes, we might see a slight uptick. It'll be a little bit. Maybe more frequency and less magnitude. But we'll see a few more volcanoes and earthquakes going off, venting some of this pent-up energy that we had on the human there. All right, so I think we're going to... Warning. Ooh, there's a warning. You're warning me. I'm the one warning you. Get off of my screen. Ooh. That's funny. It's a McAfee site for protection from viruses. Maybe I need protection from McAfee, who keeps putting their ads in my show. Alright, here we go. I just view things from a different point, so... Alright, so there's a little Christmas gift right there. 12th Day of Christmas. We got a couple more to go, so we'll just retitle those. I got a little ahead of the schedule, but at the end of this is a beautiful gift that I'm giving to all of you guys, alright? So, you've seen this one. It's called Christmas Gift. Well, there's another one coming after this, and I hope you guys enjoy. So stick around. Keep your head on a swivel. Try to enjoy the holidays with your family and everything. Safe travels to everybody. And put a hedge of protection around my little family here who's out there traveling around. I was all over the place today, so I got my traveling done. All right. I think that's about it for tonight. No notes, Lord? No? Okay, yeah, I think that's it for tonight. So, have peace and joy in your heart. It's hard, even though troubling times, but this right here, I keep showing you this image because this is your foundation. This is your rock from which to build on, okay? Know in your heart, know for a fact, your faith can go so deep into actually knowing. His My children die for lack of knowing, for lack of knowledge. That's lack of knowing. All right. Well, now you know. Now your faith and your prayers actually have power because you know they have power behind them. It's not just well, I'll try and put that out there and see if anything happens. No. Now you're putting them out there with force, with power, with intent, with passion, with it's all about your sincerity in your prayers and your genuineness. Don't try to change out of character when you're praying. Just be yourself, who you are at the moment. Pray in that who you are. Don't try to change character and be, oh, now thou, how, it doesn't matter the thous, the these. Talk to him like a normal person, like you would entertain angels, unknowingly. Just talk to him like a normal person, and you you'll see your prayers answered. Once you see one answered and you recognize it, thank him for it, and he'll give you another one to see if you recognize it. And when you recognize that one, he'll give you another one. And he gives you ones every day, but are you recognizing them? Are you recognizing that every day is a gift? Every day is a blessing. Every breath is. Uh, the protection that you have out on the roads and in the shops and in the airplanes and stuff that it's devastating other people, but you've got protection. So when you see that protection, recognize it and thank him. Christmas is about this gentleman right here who did a wonderful thing for all of us. We're broken people with holes in our heart that need filling, and he's going to come fill that hole in your heart, all right? So hang in there. Remember, the Spirit is all about loving each other, all right? And if you don't like the gift you got, well, it's the thought that counts, right? The thought of trying to be nice and give something, do something nice for somebody. Where most of the year we're trying to rip each other off and undercut and undermine each other. At least one season out of the year, we try to be nice and give each other gifts. So try to find that spirit in your heart, even when it's tough. And I think that's it. So I love you all. I miss you all. God bless you all. We're getting closer to Christmas. So I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll be back.